Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, man. Look, today is the day that the Lord has made. We should be happy. We should be rejoicing. We should be glad in it. We should be thanking God. We should be giving God all the glory and all the honor. We should be praising God. Why? Because, man, look, God woke us up. He blessed us. He allowed us to see another day. You know, he allows us to take another breath. He allows us to see our family members again. He just allows so much to happen when he wakes us up. So man, we should be thanking God off the bat. We shouldn't be taking nothing for granted. We shouldn't take life for granted. We shouldn't take nothing for granted. We shouldn't take nothing for granted. But man, look. Today is the day that the Lord has made, man. So look, we should be rejoicing. We should be happy. Don't worry about what's going on in your life. Don't worry about what's going on around you. Don't worry about what's going on to the left, to the right. Don't worry about what's going on, whether it be in your home, your job, your kids, whatever, man. All I can just tell you right about now is just look, just get everything that you're going through. Give it all to God, man. God got you. God is in control. He gonna fight your battle. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do nothing. Just stand still and watch him deliver you. Watch him vindicate you. Watch him be the judge for you. Watch him whatever. Just give whatever it is that you're going through to God. Give it over to him, cause he got you, man. You ain't gotta touch your hands on it. You ain't gotta do nothing, but just give it to him. Lay it at the cross and just let him deal with it. Like I always tell people, man, that we so used to always having control over things. And when you get your life over to God, you basically telling him, okay, now God, you in control. I'm taking my hands off of everything and I'm letting you take the wheel and you drive or whatever. Basically, God is in control. So, man, look, we just gotta let God be in control, which brings me to today. The message today, what we're going to talk about is the spirit of the fruit. You know, in Galatians chapter 5, verse 22, it talks about the spirit of the fruit. But the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. If we live in the spirit, let us also walk in the spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. That was in the King James. Over here in my other Bible, it says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against things there is no law. And those who belong to Christ Jesus has crucified with the flesh, with its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us also keep in step with the Spirit. Let us not become conceit, provoking one another, and envying one another. So today, man, one of the spirit of fruits I want to talk about is self-control. Self-control. That's one of the things that we all have a problem with when it come down walking with God, being with God. You know what I'm saying? It's self-control, because throughout our life, we have always just known to say what we want to say, act how we want to act, do what we want to do. But when you come up under the suggestion of God, now you gotta learn how to control. You gotta know when to talk, when to shut up. You gotta know how to control your flesh. You gotta know how to control this body. You know what I'm saying? Because the flesh want what the flesh want. The flesh want to do what the, you know what I'm saying, what the flesh want to do. The mouth want to say what the mind thinking. And you gotta know how to bring that up. You gotta know how to bring that up under control. So, man, that all comes with just surrendering to God every day. You have to surrender. to God every day. You have to die to yourself every day. You have to remind yourself that, hey, I can't do this no more. I can't act like that no more. You know what I'm saying? I just got to let God have my back, because God got your back. He sit high, he look low, and he know everything that's going on in our life. He know the people that is trying to rise up against us. He know the people that is trying to tear us down, trying to destroy us. He know all this. But at the end of the day, God still wants you to be in self-control. God still wants you to, be faithful, patient, kindness, gentleness, not envying, not lusting, not conceit, not provoking nobody. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, like I would tell people, man, you gotta walk like God. You gotta act like God. You gotta you gotta have the same characteristic that Jesus Christ had. When Jesus was about to get betrayed, right? And he got his ear cut off. Jesus didn't do nothing. Peter wanted to get his vengeance. Peter wanted to act out, but he told him, no, don't do that. He told the man, he told him, pick up the ear. He picked the man's ear up and put it back on. That's the same way God wants us to do. You still gotta love your enemy. You still gotta do good to your enemy. You still gotta pray for your enemy. I know it's hard, because we like, man, folk don't talk about me. They don't wrong me. They don't did this and they don't did that. Man, I know, because I done been through it. I done been through it where people don't flip on me, don't turn on me, they don't do everything. But at the end of the day, get what? God always send them people back to you for you to help. That's why you just got to get everything over to God. Because I promise you, the very same people who don't misuse you, mistreated you, talked about you, I promise you, it's going to come a time where they're going to have to rely on you. That's just how God works. So you ain't got to try to worry about trying to seek your vengeance. You ain't even got to worry about trying to clear your name. You ain't even got to worry about trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? You ain't, what's the word? I got a blank mind right now. But anyway, yeah, but you ain't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they always want to, try to defend themselves. That's right. Thank you, God. You ain't got to defend yourself, man. You ain't got to do none of that. God told me, he said, you ain't got to always defend yourself. God gonna defend you. God know that you not out there blatantly hurting people. God know you're not out there blatantly causing problems. God know you're not out there just walking around looking for somebody you can just plot on. God know that. God know that. So when things begin to happen, man, you ain't gotta defend yourself. You ain't gotta defend yourself, cause God got you, man. God got you. So today I just want to let somebody know, man, partake on the spirit of the fruit. Love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. You know what I'm saying? Take on all that, man. Walk in it. Walk in it, man. Walk in it. If we live in the spirit, we also gotta walk in the spirit. You can't be always easily angered. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a quick temper. If you do, you gotta ask God to help you, man. You gotta ask God to help you. God say it's okay for us to get angry, but that still don't give you the right to always just snap. Like, you gotta be slow with it. You gotta be slow. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the message for the day, man. Control yourself, man. Control your fleshly desires. control your mouth, control what you think. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta walk around here and be in self-control, man. Not letting people, not letting the devil, not letting Satan, you know what I'm saying, just cause us to just get all in an uproar. We doing this and acting this way, cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. That's why, you know, I gotta start praying and asking God to help me, man. Help me with my self-control. Help me basically to walk in the spirit. To walk in the spirit, man. Because when you walk in the spirit, man, can't nothing bother you. Can't nothing bother you. People gonna be trying to pick on you. They gonna know why it ain't working. But people do that because they want to get a reaction. That's one thing we have to understand about people. That people do things because they want to get a reaction. Once they get it, it's like getting a reaction is entertainment to them. Seeing you act crazy, seeing you act out of character, seeing you act some type of way, it's like entertainment for them. So they gonna try to do any and everything to get up on your nerve, to push your button. But you just gotta laugh at it. So that's what I do. I just laugh at it, man. When I see somebody trying to do something to get me up, I just laugh at it. Cause I already be seeing it before they do it. It's like God be already orchestrating it for me to see it before they do it. Like I can catch on. I be like, man, what they finna do that right here. Bam, it happened. So I already be knowing, like, that's why you have to pray and ask God to give you discernment. Because when you got discernment, then you'll begin to know people's motives behind everything they do. So you won't be deceived. You won't be deceived, man. Yo, like, most people, if you got the spirit, the spirit gonna let you know when you're around type of people that you don't know need to be around. So when your spirit begin to feel uneasy about certain people, about certain situations, that God, that's the first warning sign. That's the first warning sign that you don't need to be around that person. You don't need to be in that place, or whatever the case may be. So we got to start paying attention, because the spirit going to let us know when we around people that we don't need to be around. That's why I always tell people, man, instead of you just engaging with people, start praying and asking God about them people. I promise you, He going to reveal it to you. He going to let you know if it's okay to be around them people and hang around them people, or if it's not. That's why so many of us, man, we get hurt in life, because we don't never take everything to God. We want to wait till after. Man, look, you got to start taking all that stuff to God. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a relationship, a job, or a career, whatever. Before you enter into that thing, you need to take it before God's throne and ask Him, God, is this from you? Is this for me? And wait till He give you an answer. And He tell you no to run away from it, then that's what you better do. That's why we get hurt so much. That's why we get mistreated by a lot of people. Because we thinking everybody out here is good. Everybody out here is, man, look, that's deception, deceiving. That's what the devil do. He deceive us. Everything on the outside look good, but then after a while, people begin to reveal themselves. Wolves, what is it? Wolves in sheep clothing. It's a wolf in sheep clothing. They coming to you all nice. They coming to you all nice. But then that thing, you know, bam. Now they showing you who they really is. That's why I always pray and ask God for me to. That's why I always pray and ask God for discernment. That's why I always stay to myself. I don't let everybody into my circle. If you into my circle, and that because I don't really took some time out to just. That's look. One thing about me, I'm very observant. That's why I'm quiet. People like, man, you so quiet. You don't say that, cause I'm observing you. I'm listening to everything you say. I'm listening to how you carry yourself. And I'm just listening. I'm just listening. Because I don't been through too much in my life. I don't been hurt by too many people. And I ain't trying to keep going through that. Me personally, I don't care about having friends. I don't care about that. I'm good by myself. But I know God gave us relationships so we can help people, you know, and I have to be around people, so I have to let people in so I can be able to help people. But at the same time, that's why I ask God to give me discernment to let me know So when you come talk to me, get what? I'm listening to you and I'm listening to God at the same time. I'm listening to you and he telling me what you saying is a lie. It ain't true. He telling me your motives. And you sitting there lying to me. I'm just sitting there, I'm just laughing. You think I'm smiling at you, but I'm smiling because God talking to me about you. And you don't even know it. You don't even know it. So you got to ask God for discernment, man. God going to begin to tell you about people. And I ain't going to lie, it sometimes be hard to accept it. Because you be like, man, it can't be. That person can't be like that. But they be a wolf in sheep clothing. They be the devil. They be the enemy deceiving you. What look good on the outside ain't good on the inside. God knows what people come into your life to do. That's why I always tell people, man, you gotta seek God first. You gotta ask God before you jump into anything, any relationship, anything, man. You gotta ask God first. Cause God gonna let you know if it's for you, if he's sent it or not, man. He gonna let you know. So stop causing all that hurt and pain in your life. Stop causing all that hurt and pain in your life, man. Stop causing all that hurt and pain in your life. And just, like I tell people, it's okay to be alone. It's okay not to have friends. It's okay to just be by yourself. I like being by myself. Cause when I'm by myself, it's just something about being by yourself, man. Like, it's just something about being by yourself. Like, I guess it's just the peace. The peace, man. The peace that you ain't gotta deal with all the drama. You ain't gotta deal with the he say and she say. Cause, man, look, we all too grown for that. You know. God said when you was a child, you acted like a child, you thought like a child. But now, you know, matured up in age, you're a grown person now trying to act like a grown up. It's time to think like a grown up. It's time for you to put away your childish ways, man. And so many people, they grow up in numbers, but they don't grow up mentally. They don't grow up in the mind. They still got childish ways. They still do childish stuff. Like, this ain't high school no more. When you was in high school, yeah, we did dumb stuff. We kept drama going, he say, she say, and all that. But, man, after a while, that stuff get old. You gotta let it go. If you still doing that, that just mean you ain't mature. You just, your age changed, but your mindset, man. So, at the end of the day, man, look, to stop going through what you're going through, man, it's best to just seek God before you enter into any type of friendship or relationship with anybody. And it's best to just seek God, man. But hey, other than that, man, today is the day that the Lord has made, man. We finna get into this thing, these devotion. What's the day? It's the 26th. He said, enough is enough. Better one handful with tranquility than two handsful with toil and chasing after the wind. Ecclesiastes 4:6. Our culture tells us that bigger is better, to go big or go home. We chase after a better job, a fatter paycheck, and a pricier neighborhood. We can push our kids to achieve all A's, first chair, and varsity status. It's a challenge to align our calendars and efforts with God's priorities. When we change God's definition of blessing, when we trade God's definition of blessings with the world, we find ourselves discouraged and exhausted. Before taking on another commitment or tackling another goal, ask yourself if you're chasing wind or wisdom. Are you feeding your pride or your soul? Will adding one more thing bring peace to your home or wear you down even more? Let the Lord guide your schedule, your heart, and your household. Give your family the gift of rest today. Find freedom from striving for more. Discover God's love that brings true peace in Him always. In Him, you always have enough. Lord, forgive us for seeking your gifts more than we seek you, the giver. Teach us your way of peace, contentment, and gratitude for all you've done. Help us to find your perfect rest as we commit our way to you. Enough is enough. Man, let me tell you something. You got enough in life. You got enough to survive. You got enough, man. I know when we begin to look at everybody else, we begin to see what the world say. If you ain't got this, then you're not successful. If you ain't got this, you ain't blessed. If you ain't got this, you ain't this. But look, like I tell people, man, when you cross that line over, or talking about you and gave your life over to God, you don't know, you no longer live by what the world say is right. You no longer live by what the world say is wrong. You live by what God say. And God say you got enough, you got enough. Like I always tell people, man, if you really look at it, God is all you need. God is all you need, man. You don't need nothing else. You got God, man, you got everything. Because in Him, He is the gift, He is the blessing, He is everything. He's the gift that keeps giving, the blessing that keeps giving. God will give you something that you think money can buy. You feel me? But enough is enough, man. Sometimes we try to take on too much because we see what everybody else got. We want what everybody else got. Man, look, as long as you got something that getting you from point A to point B, as long as you got a roof over your head, food in your refrigerator, you know what I'm saying, bill paid, man, look, what more do you need? What more do you need? You got people out here killing themselves to make extra money. Why? For what? For what? What do you get from making extra money? So you can live a certain type of way? It's the same thing I talked about yesterday. We so focused on trying to live life in this world. We so focused on trying to build wealth in this world. We so focused on trying to get treasure in this world that we forget about all this gonna soon pass away. You can't take none of that stuff with you. So why you killing yourself? Why you killing? Yeah, everybody want to be comfortable. Don't nobody want to live in poverty. Don't nobody want to have to, you know what I'm saying, scrap for the last. But like I tell people, man, look, when you give your life over to God, and then you begin to walk with God, and you begin to live out your purpose and your calling, God gonna bless you. Why? Because now you being obedient and you doing what He asked of you. God is not gonna overlook you. Not everybody gonna be a millionaire. Not everybody gonna be a billionaire. But God gonna bless you to make sure that you'll live comfortably and that you don't have to struggle and that you don't have to have to want for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta start doing is stop trying to live beyond our means. You sitting at home bringing home, you make in a year by about $60,000 a year. But here you will trying to live a $100,000 lifestyle. It ain't gonna work. Of course you're gonna be broke. Live in your means. Learn how to save your money. This is what I don't ever understand about people. You out here trying to make all these other people rich. Gucci, Prada, Tommy Hilfiger, Nike, all these name brand people. You trying to make them rich, but what they gonna do for you if you ever go broke? If you ever go homeless? You think they gonna reach out to you and be like, well, since you invested in us, I'm gonna invest in you? No. They ain't gonna even think about you. So why you out trying to make them rich? You losing money, you investing in them. Just so you can wear a shirt that say Nike. You can go make your own shirt. A shirt is a shirt. You can go shop at Walmart, get the same shirt, you're going to do the same thing. Get the same shoe, you're going to do the same thing. But no, we are trying to impress people. We out here trying to show people that we got it. Man, forget all that. Most importantly, you should be trying to worry about just trying to, you know what I'm saying, live. I ain't gonna say live life. But yeah, live life, but at the same time, man, you should be just focused on trying to just, you know what I'm saying, just make sure you and your family straight. Break generational curses, man. Poverty. That's how you break poverty. By changing certain things. Take your money and invest it in yourself. But you take your money and invest it in everybody else but yourself. But then you keep asking God to give me more. For what? So you can take that money and go and rat back and throw it away? Cause that's all we do. We take, like, we get paid. Think about it. We already got bills. But then after you don't pay the bill, you take your money and reinvest it right back into this worldly cycle. I did something. So I looked, I think it's about maybe a month or two ago. So I looked in my, I ain't gonna lie, I looked in my cash app. And I said, man, let me add up how much I spent on just buying weed. Man, don't you know I spent over, I want to say, within the time period, this was last year, I say within, I can't remember, but I think like within like 6 months, maybe less than that, I had spent over almost $2,000 in just buying weed, man. So think about if I would have just saved that. So think about if you add up all the money that you throw away. Like, I don't think this be clicking in people's mind. Think about all the high price fashion clothes you buy. Think about it. Kids gonna outgrow them, right? You gonna outgrow them. So now you gotta give them away. You just wasted money. You done spent $200 and $300 on some clothes that you probably gonna wear not too many times. Now you gotta give it away. Some of y'all still got them clothes hanging up in your house. Shoes. Man, you only can wear one pair of shoes. You only can wear one pair of shoes. So why are you wearing all those shoes? Why are you buying all them shoes? Why? Because you trying to be like these celebrities, these stars? Cause they closet full of shoes? You only can wear one pair of shoes. You only can drive one vehicle. You only can live in one house. So why is you trying to get all this material worldly stuff, man? It don't make sense. It just don't make sense, man. Listening. And there is a time for everything, a time to be silent and a time to speak. Ecclesiastes 3:1-7. When we are hurting, we value the presence of a friend who will just listen. But when someone we know is hurting, we often are tempted to do anything but listen. We chatter away and give unwanted advice to them instead of just listening. Instead of just letting them share their burdens with us. But remember, sometimes the best thing we can do is listen quietly when friends have a problem, letting them share their feelings and assuring them that we care, even if we don't have any answers. In the midst of his suffering, Job cried out to those who were constantly giving him advice. Oh, that you would be silent. In addition to listening, pray for your hurting friends and let them know you are praying. And when you do talk to them, encourage them and urge them to commit their problems and their entire life into Jesus' hand. God can work in unexpected ways to bring good out of bad. When your friends are hurting, ask God to help you be an encourager and a burden bearer of Jesus' sake. Let me tell you something, man. When people talking to you, sometimes people don't be wanting no answer. Sometimes people don't be wanting no advice. They just be needing to vent. They just be wanting somebody. They just be trying to get all that frustration off of them. That's why people talk to me. I just shut up and listen. And then I wait for them to be like, well, can you give me some advice? Then I give them some advice. But when people just talking, man, I don't interrupt them. I don't do nothing. I just listen. Let me tell you something. I had somebody tell me, they said, man, you a good listener. I'm like, good listener? Like that was my first time ever hearing somebody say that you're a good listener. You're a good listener? Like, somebody tell you that, man, you're a good listener. You like, I'm just like, I didn't even know what to say. But now I understand that, man, you ain't always got to talk when somebody some people just be needing to just get that stuff off their chest. And the only way they can do it is talk. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? I know everybody ain't like me. Because when I need to get something out of the chest, I ain't finna go talk to no human. I'm finna go talk to God. Because when I be needing to talk, man, I have to talk for hours. And I don't think nobody be wanting to listen to me talk for hours. So I just rather talk to God. But cause I know He a great listener. He is a wonderful listener. But when people come talk to me, man, they be like, this man ain't got nothing to say. He just sitting there. I'm just listening, man. I'm just listening. I'm just listening to your problem. Because I know sometimes people just need to vent. So I just want to let somebody know, man, look, you ain't always got to give people advice. Just listen. Some people just be wanting you to just listen to what they got to say. Just listen to a person, man. Don't interrupt them. Don't try to put your 2 cents in it. Don't try to make it about you. None of that. Just listen. Just listen to a person, man. What God's called wisdom. He himself is our peace, who has broken down the middle wall of separation. Ephesians 2:14. Sometime ago, a university professor was quoted as saying, there are 2 things that will never solve: the problem of race and war. Perhaps he was right. Only time will tell. Admittedly, however, the Bible gives of little reason for optimism about any lasting solution to these problems. The reason? Both racism and war have their origin in the pride and covetousness of the human heart. Until our hearts are changed, we will fall back into the same destructive sins. That doesn't mean we throw up our hands in despair and refuse to do anything about war or racism. Not at all. The Bible called Christ the Prince of Peace. He shattered the prejudice of his day by reaching out to those of another race, and he expects no less of us. The object of the cross is not only pardon for our sins, it is also a change. It is also a changed life. Ask God to help you be an instrument of his love to those around you. One more, y'all. One more time. One more time. One more time. Love your enemies. I just talked about this earlier. About loving your enemies. You gotta do good and love your enemies. See how look, I ain't even looked in this book. That's how you know the Holy Spirit be working. Love your enemies, man. If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. That's John 15:19. As Christian people, we are called not to love the world or the things of the world. When we follow that calling, we won't be very popular with those who aren't living that way. In fact, we can expect to be hated. John 19 tells us that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil. This is the reason You are going to stand out as different when you're living in the light of God's calling on your life. How do you usually respond when you're treated with hatred or condemned for living in a way that's different from those around you? We're giving clear instruction that our response should be love and goodness. Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. This is a difficult calling, and it might seem that there's nothing to gain from it, but the gain is that you are fulfilling God's purpose for your life by glorifying Him. Dear God, thank you for showing so much love to me. Please help me love my enemies and do good to them so that my life can glorify you. Man, look, no matter what people do to you, no matter what they say about you, no matter how they treat you, still do good, still bless them, still pray for them, still help them. Don't turn your back on them, man, because then that's going to get them a reason to say, well, oh, he ain't a man of God. Oh, she ain't a man of God. I ain't asking you to kick it with them. I'm just asking that you still do good to them. You ain't got to kick it, because I don't kick it with my enemies. You know what I'm saying? I keep a safe distance. But if I see they need something, or what the case may be, yeah, I'm going to help you out. But in the back of my mind, I know how far to take it with you. Because you already done showed me who you is. You already done showed me what you're about. I ain't going to stop talking to you. But I know how far to take it. And I know what to say. I know what to say. I know what to say around you. And I know what not to say around you. You know. But like I tell people, man, being a Christian, you got to walk like Jesus did, man. Jesus didn't curse his enemy. He didn't do bad to him. Like I just said, when that soldier chopped Jesus Christ ear off, Peter wanted to defend him. But he told him, Peter, nah, pick that ear up, place it in my hand, put the man's ear back on. So that's why I tell people, man, you got to be Christ-like. That, what was the wristband that said, what would Jesus do? You got to think about, okay, in this situation, what would Jesus do? How would Jesus respond? How would Jesus act? And that's how you got to act, man. God ain't got no ill will to nobody. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you just got to know how to deal with people. That come with the wisdom and knowledge. You got to ask God for wisdom and knowledge on how to deal with your enemy, how to deal with people when they mistreat you, how to deal with people when they don't lie on you. Well, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm not finna let a person hinder me or cause me to miss out on my blessing because of what they did or what they said about me. I know at the end of the day, God gonna vindicate me. At the end of the day, I know God gonna fight my battles for me. At the end of the day, I know God got me. At the end of the day, I know vengeance is not mine, it's to God. And God gonna seek my vengeance. I know that. I know God gonna do something. So I'm just gonna leave it in God's hands. That's like a situation that happened that worked with me last week. Guess what? I still help my PA out, even though she went and lied on me. I still help out. I still do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no ill will towards you. I ain't got no heartfelt towards you. Cause at the end of the day, that was between you and God, what you did. God gonna handle that situation. My hands off of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be caring about that, man. I don't care about none of that. I just do what God tells me to do. But at the end of the day, God got us all, man. And He gonna vindicate you. Don't need to worry. Don't need to worry. Don't need to stress about it. That's why I always tell people, man, look, being a Christian, it ain't easy because we going to suffer in this world. In this world, we going to suffer. People going to hate you. People going to lie on you. People going to rise up against you. People going to do all type of things against you. Why? Because that's what they did to Jesus. So you got to expect the things that are happening to you. You just got to know how to brush it off and keep moving, man. I learned and still learn. You know what I'm saying? But hey, other than that, man, look, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long because I just got off of work. I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting tired. I don't just want to keep murmuring on, and I'm tired. But hey, today is the day that the Lord has made, man. Y'all should be rejoicing, happy, glad in it. Victory is yours. Victory is yours. Go out and slay that giant. Go out and defeat that giant. Talk to that giant. Tell that giant, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to slay you. You know what I'm saying? And just keep God first in your life, man. Focus on the relationship with him. Don't worry about nothing else, but just focus on him. Focus, focus, focus. That is the word. Focus for 2024. That's the word. For the rest of for the rest of 2024 and for the rest of your life, you just need to focus. Focus. Don't worry about what's going on to your left. Don't worry about what's going on to the right. Just worry about what's in front of you. Focus on your future. Focus on God, man. Cause God got a bright future for you. God got what you looking at, God got better for you. What you just looking at is only temporary. God got something better for you. He got a brighter future for you. And this is what you need to be focusing on. Don't let the devil try to send distractions in your life because he'll do it. He'll do it. He'll use people. He'll use places and things to try to distract you. So you just got to stay focused, man. Focus, focus, focus. We know the enemy prowls around every day. We know every day when we wake up, we stepping into a spiritual warfare. We stepping into a battle. So, man, guess what? You got to have your armor on. And you got to be ready to go out there and fight. And I ain't talking about physically fighting with nobody. I'm talking about spiritually fighting. You're going to have to pray. You're going to have to fast. You know, you're going to have to speak affirmations over yourself. You're going to have to rebuke things. When things begin that, you're going to have to rebuke it, man. Start letting people get you all riled up. Start letting certain situation, man. Like I tell people, man, you gotta do what I do. You just gotta learn how to laugh that thing off. It'd be funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. Man, it'd be funny to me. It'd be funny to me. So I already laugh it off and get upset. So man, just learn how to laugh some stuff out, man. And just, people ain't gonna understand. But just you know. But other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe out there, man. You know. Until next time, the Lord be will. When he give it to me, I'm gonna bring it to y'all. Love y'all.